I will not claim that this particular commentary is the only one that is correct. Maybe someone will agree with it, someone will disagree with it, but this is what we believe is the explanation to chapter 13. So whether you agree or not, I'll leave that to you, but this is what we believe is the right commentary on chapter 13. Now, chapter 13 talks about two beasts. One coming out of the sea and the other one coming out of the land. When we go to 13:1, we read, "Then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name." So John the Beloved sees a beast coming out of the sea with 7 heads and 10 horns. Now, in verse 1, it's called the beast. I'm going to take you to Revelation chapter 12. We're going to go back, chapter 12, verse 3. In chapter 12, verse 3, we read, "And another sign appeared in heaven. Behold, a great fiery red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 diadems on his heads." Now, in chapter 12, verse 3, he is the dragon. In chapter 13, verse 1, it is the beast. Now, the dragon in chapter 12 has 7 heads and 10 horns. And the crowns, diadems like a crown, the crowns are on the heads, on the 7 heads. In chapter 13, it is not the dragon, it is the beast. Same thing, 7 heads, just like the dragon, and 10 horns, just like the dragon in chapter 12. However, the crowns are not on the heads, are on the horns. So I'll put it this way. Revelation 13:1 is the beast. Revelation 12:3 is the dragon. The dragon has 7 heads, 10 horns. On the heads, there's crowns. The beast in Revelation 13:1 has 7 heads, exactly the same, 10 horns, but the crowns are on the horns, on the 10 horns, not on the heads. But it's the same, 7 heads and 10 horns. Well, I wanted to say, who was the dragon in chapter 12 when we did the study? Satan. Remember the red dragon who was waiting for the woman to give birth, to devour her child? Yes? And we said the red dragon is the old serpent, the snake, Satan. Now, Satan, the dragon in 12:3 has 7 heads and 10 horns. But in Revelation 13:1, it is the beast, not the dragon. And the beast has exactly the same as the dragon, 7 heads and 10 horns. It's very important for you to remember this. Okay. Now, we'll go to the other beast. In Revelation 13:11-12, we read, "Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth." This time it's the earth. The first one out of the sea. This one is out of the earth. "And he had 2 horns like a lamb, and spoke like a dragon. And he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence." Who is the first beast that came out of the sea? "And causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed." There will be a lot of information in the next couple of weeks. So we will need to sort of focus and pay attention. And if anything skips you, it's all recorded. You can go on YouTube and listen to it 100 times if you wish. I wouldn't say 100 times, but it's up to you. So this time, the second beast is coming out of the earth. He has 2 horns, and he is like a lamb. But he talks like the dragon. Who is the dragon? Chapter 12:3, Satan. See, so the second beast doesn't talk like the beast of the sea. He talks like the dragon, who is Satan. So dragon is not the beast. However, the first beast and the dragon have the same thing, 7 heads and 10 horns. But the dragon is not the beast. So this second beast that came out of the earth spoke. He had 2 horns and he was like a lamb, but he spoke like the dragon. The dragon being Satan. Oh, it's going to be interesting. Now, what is the beast? It's a Gentile empire without the rule of God. What is the beast? A Gentile empire without the rule of God. The reason why I'm saying it's a Gentile empire, meaning it's not an Israelite nation. This interpretation is different to every other interpretation out there. It's very different. It's a Gentile empire without rule of God, meaning it's against God. Are you ready? All right. So far, so good? You sure? Okay, now we're going to read from, again, Revelation 13, but this time from 11 to 18. Now, 11 to 18, it's a full description of the second beast that came out of the earth, that has 2 horns. He is like a lamb, but speaks like the dragon. So it's a full explanation of this second beast. What is beast? What is this beast all about? So Revelation 13, 11 to 18. Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb and spoke like a dragon. And he exercises all the authority of the first beast that came out of the sea. He exercises all the authority of the first beast that came out of the sea in his presence, and causes the earth, meaning people, causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast that came out of the sea. To worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Now this second beast, he performs great signs, so that he even makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth by those signs which he was granted to do in the sight of the first beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword and lived. So he's telling everyone on earth to make an image of the first beast that came out of the sea, that had 7 heads and 10 horns. So he's causing people to make an image of the first beast. He was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. To receive a mark either on their right hand here or on their forehead. And that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast. So you either have the mark or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is not 666, that's wrong. It is 666, okay? It's not 666. They are 3 separate sixes. His number is 666. Let's go back again to Revelation 1 to 2. All right, you can follow on the screen as well. Revelation 1 to 2, we read again. Then I stood on the sand of the sea. Who is I? John the Beloved, the writer of Revelation, the book of Revelation. Then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having seven heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name. And the beast that I saw was like a leopard, 1. Its feet were like a bear's, 2. And its mouth was like a lion's mouth, 3. And the dragon gave it his power and his throne and great authority. Now, John the Beloved stood on that sand of the sea. He saw this dragon coming out of the sea. He said, when I looked at this dragon that had 7 heads and 10 horns, he's describing this dragon. He's saying, I saw him, he was like a leopard. The feet were like a bear. The mouth like a lion. And the dragon, who is the dragon? Satan. Gave it his power. So Satan gave all his power to this first beast. And his throne, even the throne, and authority. Who is this dragon, who is this beast, which John the Beloved saw coming out of the sea? Let's go to Daniel chapter 7 and verses 3 to 7. I have summed it up. I'm not reading it all literally, but I've summed it up. So the book of Daniel, Daniel is a prophet of the Old Testament. So Daniel 7 verses 3 to 7, Daniel also saw this beast, but he saw 4 beasts, and 4 great beasts came up from the sea, each different from the other. So Daniel saw 4 great beasts coming out of the sea. John the Beloved saw 1 beast coming out of the sea. Now what did Daniel see? He said the first one was like a lion. The description of John the Beloved to this beast that came out of the sea, he said, he had a mouth like a lion. Daniel saw one of the beasts was like a lion, a second like a bear, just like John the Beloved saw. The third was like a leopard, just like John. But the fourth one, Daniel says, it was dreadful and terrible, exceedingly strong. Who are these 4 beasts which Daniel the prophet had seen? Let's see who they are. The 4 beasts are lion is the Babylonian Empire, Nebuchadnezzar, the king. Bear is the Medo-Persians or Medi-Persians, Cyrus, the king. The leopard was the Greek Empire, Alexander the Great. And the 4th beast, who was the most terrible and dreadful of all, it was the Roman Empire, Julius Caesar. Now, how do we know that these beasts are these empires? How do we know the lion is Babylonian? How do we know the bear is Medi-Persian? How do we know the leopard is the Greek Empire? How do we know the 4th one is the Roman Empire? How? Well, the Holy Bible explains it. Let's go to Daniel again, chapter 2, verses 31 to 33. There's going to be a lot of biblical referencing and a lot of history, especially in the second part of our topic. Daniel 2, 31 to 33. You, O king, were watching, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose splendor was excellent, stood before you, and its form was awesome. This image's head was of fine gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, its feet partly of iron and partly of clay. Now Daniel in 2:31 to 33, what happened? Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, saw a dream. He saw the statue, which the head was made out of gold, the chest and the arms silver, belly and thighs bronze, legs iron, and feet partly iron and clay. He called all the magicians of his country. He called all the sorcerers. He called all the fortune tellers. If any one of you goes to any clairvoyant, fortune tellers, black magic, I will kill you. Don't you dare, please, don't you dare go to such places. You are opening the door to Satan entering your life and destroying it once and for all. If you follow in this path, your end will be an absolute disaster. I guarantee it for you. Don't ever go to no fortune teller. Don't ever go to no clairvoyant. I don't care if they tell you 100% accurately what your life has been. They are the sons of the snake. They receive information from Satan. Period. Satanic. So Nebuchadnezzar the king saw this dream. He said, I'm not going to reveal this dream. Let me see these magicians and sorcerers. What are they going to do? They say we can tell the future, we can tell hidden things. So he called them all and he said, okay, I saw a dream. First of all, you need to tell me what dream I saw, and then you need to explain to me what this dream meant. None of them knew. He chopped their heads. He said, you're a bunch of liars. The word goes to Daniel, who was living in exile at the time, the prophet Daniel. The prophet Daniel goes and prays to the God of Israel, the true divine God. And he says, Lord, I need you now. I want to prove to Nebuchadnezzar and the entire nation, there is only one God, and that God is the true one, the creator of everyone and everything, visible and hidden. Reveal to me, Lord, the dream of Nebuchadnezzar and explain the dream. God comes to him and he says, this is what he saw and this is the explanation of it. Daniel goes to the king. He stands before him. He said, King, this is what you saw and this is the explanation. Nebuchadnezzar salutes Daniel and bows before him. And he says, your God is the true God.